Hey, what's up guys? JayzTwoCents here, and this might look a little bit different. It's been a while since we've done any sort of a tutorial type video, and I thought I'd take this opportunity to kind of answer some of the questions people ask me about my workflow and what programs I use. So we're going to kind of do a bunch of things all in one right here. Now this video is being brought to you by Videoblocks, which is a service that I've actually been using for a while since I'm a one-man crew. And I don't have an editor. I don't have, an Edsel like Linus Tech Tips who can do amazing work. It's just me, and I'm not the greatest motion graphics designer. So I thought this would be a really good integration on a project, video like this for a service that I actually use. So anyway, let's go ahead and roll that intro and get started. Now I've actually been using some stuff from Videoblocks here for a while. One main piece that I kind of use over and over, and you guys have seen it before. If you look over here, this was the video I just put up the other day, which was the R9 390 review from MSI. And you see that motion background right here? If I push play, you're going to hear the audio. And yeah, I can scrub pretty quick. So you see that motion graphics back there moving? I didn't make that. I'm not good enough to make that. So I actually downloaded that from a website called Videoblocks quite a while ago. It's something I personally had access to when you become a full screen partner, and they give you kind of like a free trial with it, and I downloaded a couple of things and I've been using it ever since. So today's video is kind of a two-parter. It's just kind of a quick showing you, how I sort of use Premiere in some of my workflow and how I can make the workflow look more professional by using stuff like this, because I have been using this now for quite a while. Now Videoblocks basically is just what it sounds like. They're blocks of video, stock footage, aerial flybys, and templates that you can use to kind of spice up your projects, if you will. I mean, most of us are not graphics designers, but Videoblocks is actually a place where graphics designers can also upload their footage that they make on their own and get 100% of the commission. Other sites will actually take quite a big chunk of any of the sales. Kind of like indie developers who upload their games to Steam, Steam takes a cut. Well, Videoblocks actually allows the developers who upload their own motion graphics here to take 100% of the proceeds of their work. So you got three different categories here. You've got footage. Now this is like stock footage, and stock footage is things like aerial flybys, city views, just kind of random people and landmarks and boats, just things you might be able to inject into your project to kind of give it more of a dynamic feel. This kind of stuff is in movies all the time. You probably just don't even realize it because you're just so accustomed to it. But think Seinfeld. You know how it kind of does that? Yeah, don't make fun of my imitations there. But it kind of does like the little jazz, bass, like boom, 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 and it shows like a city scene and transitions. That's a perfect example of stock footage. Backgrounds. This is exactly what I use over here on the right. If I can get the... Oh, I was actually using the wrong cursor there. Derp. Over here, this is an example of a background. This blue part here would be a motion background. So you can kind of pick from different types of background. Fire, love. Technology is always a good one, obviously. And you've got After Effects. Now, After Effects kind of has its own category here because you can do so much with After Effects. After Effects is kind of the industry standard for movies, television, especially online content creators. When you learn how to use After Effects, you've got basically a magic wand to do anything you want. Now, I'm not good enough really to use After Effects much, but these are templates that are broken down into very editable compositions that you can edit the text, you can kind of edit colors and things like that to make it your own. So let's say you're a new YouTuber and you need an intro, and you make an intro or something with, say, Windows Movie Maker. It's gonna look pretty bad. But if you go over here to something like intro or logo reveal, these are pretty good examples of things that you could use to make your logos or your intros look really professional and really pop, and they're completely editable, and all rights are yours to use them. So I actually like this one down here. It actually has a sound that goes along with it, and if you hover over the little thumbnail, you actually get a preview. So there's an example of that one there. Let's say you're into more of a spacey thing. Here's a solar system logo reveal. This one doesn't actually have any sound with it, but obviously you can add your own sound. But there are tons and tons of these. I mean, you can see up here, there's 495 of those. Now, backgrounds, let's say you want a background for something similar to like I did with my benchmarks. Let's say you look at technology category. There's all these different things. Like you've got your white noise. White noise is always a good one, especially if you're doing like scary music and stuff. TV channel static. Yeah, you've got this kind of a matrixy looking thing, sort of, which is sort of a binary. You've got this thing here, which kind of looks like a lot of different test patterns. I mean, you've just got so many different things that you could use. So many things at your disposal. So here's what I thought we would do. I thought we would do two things. One, you guys know I have my little, transition thing that I use quite a bit. In fact, we'll let it play right here just in case you've never seen it. So without further ado and enough chatting, let's go ahead and take a look at those charts.
Transition.
Okay, so there is a transition. Now let's go ahead and modify this transition here. Let's go ahead and get the minion out of there. Let me give me a little bigger workspace. I've really got this like compressed down into a 1080p panel. I normally edit on a 4K panel, so this is really small. So let's go ahead and grab all of these. Let's move these out of the way. And I thought we'd do kind of a country twang. I don't know. I'm feeling kind of in a country mood here. So I have got over here a bunch of files that I have already kind of put into the workflow here that I want to use. So let's go ahead and grab this river landscape here and let's drag it over to our project. So if you look over here, I just dragged it in. Oops, I don't want to move over any of my footage there. So I just dragged that in place, and this is how it looks now.
Chatting, let's go ahead and take a look at those charts.
Obviously there's no sound or anything. It's just kind of playing. But it's a really nice kind of a majestic river. It's really calm. It's very backcountry feel. But obviously that's not going to work for us. So we need some music. Now I downloaded from Audio Micro, which is actually what I use for all my music here. Kind of a micro or a backcountry twang. We'll go ahead and add a little transition here. I like to use dip to white, as you guys have seen. This is all basic stuff for Premiere. We'll do a dip to white on there. And we'll go ahead and take the rest of our footage here. Plop that back against it. It doesn't look like I actually have snapping on. Maybe I'm zoomed out too far. All right, so we'll do that. Now let's see how that looks.
So without further ado and enough chatting, let's go ahead and take a look at those charts.
Now that's way too long, obviously. So if this were the actual workflow I was working on, I think it would actually be good to have, kind of a little bit of an underscore here. And what I mean by that is where the music's still kind of humming out right here. You can see where it's fading out, but we would have the other footage coming in on top of it. So let's do this. Let's go and grab all of this again. And then we can just kind of bring it over like that. Bring up our exponential fade. And because it was way too long. So let's see how this does.
Look at those charts.
There you go. So there's just a little example of how you could use, some of the aerial footage there. Now let's go ahead and do a new little project here. Let's go ahead and spice something up. I downloaded from Videoblocks here, this Times Square, and this is what it looks like here. Let's go ahead and start this over. So you can see it's just kind of a static shot here of Times Square in New York. There's no sound, obviously. You've got a guy towing some Asians there. I don't know if I've ever seen that in New York, but hey. So yeah, we'll go ahead and drag that into our project over here. And here is our project. Now, obviously, this is very flat. It doesn't do us any good. It's got no sound. So how do you fix that? Well, I downloaded a couple of, downtown traffic day type of sound effects. We'll just drag this in. We'll crop it so that it actually matches the length. Let's see how this sounds. Oh wow, look at that. What do you think? Yep. So if you ask me, it kind of sounds like real footage now, right? But this wouldn't be New York if you didn't have some road rage. So here's what we're going to do. I downloaded a couple of downtown car horn sound effects. So we got a short one here. Did you hear that? Let's make it a little bit louder. A little louder yet. This is New York after all. All right, but now nobody gets honked at in New York where you don't have the obligatory, guy getting mad and honking back. So let's go ahead and pretend these two guys got into a little bit of a honking match. What do you say? And we'll stack this audio here. Stagger it. So let's go ahead and see how this sounds. There you go. How dare you honk at me? You don't honk at me, I honk back at you. Yeah, so that's what we'll do. We'll turn that up a little bit. And let's go ahead and give it a little bit of a fade out. That way it sounds more like they're driving away from us, like it kind of happened behind us. And let's go ahead and move it a little bit sooner in the clip here. There you go. Now it seems like New York, doesn't it? All right, well, there you go, guys. I know this was just kind of a short little thing here, but if you guys are looking for ways to kind of spice up your videos, whether you're doing, reviews or you're kind of doing cinematic stuff, stock footage is definitely the way to go because this stuff is already up there for you to use. When you sign up for Videoblocks, it's basically an annual fee. You can use unlimited amounts of stock footage, all you want. If you're a content creator yourself or a motions graphics artist, you can upload your stuff there and make money on the marketplace, which is always a plus. You don't have to try and peddle or advertise your stuff. You can just put it up there. There is just so many things up here to use. It's almost overwhelming. I mean, it's the only thing limiting what you can do here, quite honestly, is your own imagination. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching today's video. If you guys want to see more of this workflow, like the basic workflow that I use, my editing skills are nothing special. Let me know down in the comments if you guys want to see more stuff like this, maybe short how-tos for new people getting into YouTube, people who are using Premiere. I use the Creative Cloud, so it's fairly inexpensive. It's a monthly fee, and you can do stuff like this. In fact, let's watch that New York scene once again. So remember, we went from, let's do the before. We went from this, just a real quiet clip, no audio at all, which obviously has no immersion. And then we took 3 different sound clips here that I found on the internet. And like I said, I use Audio Micro for the sounds, and we just stack those on top of each other. And there you go. Oh, it would help if I unmuted it, huh? Jay's a dork. Alrighty, guys, there you go. JayzTwoCents bringing you a how-to video I haven't done in quite a while. Tell me what you guys think down in the comments. Follow on social media, YouTube. Definitely follow on YouTube, that'd be nice. Twitter, and all of that junk. So guys, I'm gonna get on out of here. As always, I couldn't do these videos without you, and thanks a ton for watching. I'll see you in the next one.